Hello everyone, welcome back to Believers IAS Academy, Bengaluru. This is topic of the day discussion session, and in today's session we are going to discuss a very important topic, that is Arctic tundra is emitting more carbon than it absorbs. Okay, so the heading is a bit long, but we'll understand what is Arctic tundra, why it is emitting more carbon than it absorbs, and the report has been given by NOAA. Okay, so we'll understand what is the news and we'll understand various aspects of the news. So first and foremost, what is Arctic? Arctic is northern pole of the earth. Arctic is northern pole. Where is the northern pole? This is the earth. Okay, this is the equator. This part is the northern pole covered by snow. Okay, and whereas this part is the southern pole. Which continent is there in southern pole? That is Antarctica, and in the northern pole it is Arctic. Okay, so northern pole is Arctic region, and in Arctic region the snow which has been stored for millions of years is reducing, and when the snow is reducing, it is releasing carbon dioxide more than it is going to absorb. Okay, so that is why it becomes very important, and in this article we discuss what are the reasons behind this one and what are the various aspects of Arctic region. Okay, so this is the Arctic region. So what are the countries, or which countries border Arctic region? The countries that border are Canada, Greenland, it is owned by Denmark, and then Norway, this is Iceland, and this is Finland, and then Sweden, and then this is Russia, and this is Alaska belonging to USA. So all these countries share border with Arctic. And there is another fact about Arctic is there is Arctic Council, which has Arctic Environmental Protection System, AEPS, which is also called as Finnish Initiative. These are the static part of like Arctic biome. These you might have read in environment and ecology. I am just trying to refresh you. Okay, trying to refresh your memory from all the dirt you have filled there. Okay, so Arctic Council is a council of the members who are sharing the border with Arctic region, such as Canada, Ireland, like Denmark, USA, Russia, and 4 Scandinavian countries, that is Norway, Iceland, Finland, Sweden, etc. All these countries form basis of Arctic Council, totally 8 countries, and they have an initiative called Arctic Environmental Protection System, which is also called as Finnish Initiative. The aim of these countries is to protect the Arctic region so that it is not going to lose the ice or the snow melt there. Okay, because the snow melt is going to have a negative implications on the globe as a whole. It is not just going to impact Arctic region, but a whole like globe as a whole. So that is why it becomes important for us to safeguard Arctic. Now back to the current news. So why it is in news? It is in news because Arctic tundra, which is a frozen treeless biome, has traditionally served as a carbon sink. We'll see what is carbon sink. Carbon sink is something that is storing vast amounts of carbon for thousands of years. Okay. However, recent changes in this ecosystem are turning it into a source of greenhouse gases, primarily carbon dioxide and methane, according to National Oceanic and Atmospheric Administration of USA. Okay, so they say that previously it has been a carbon sink, but right now the carbon which has been stored in the Arctic region, it is coming out. Along with carbon, methane is also coming out, which is strengthening or which is intensifying the global warming. Okay, so we will understand what is Arctic tundra first. Arctic tundra, it is a cold treeless biome located in the northernmost regions of the earth, primarily in the Arctic Circle, which I already shown you. So how is the climate here? The climate here experiences long harsh winters and short cool summers. Temperatures range from -28 degrees Celsius in winter to 3 degrees Celsius in summer. So So temperature is very low, okay, very low. People who are staying there are more suited to this region. For example, their community called as Inuits, which we are like who are present in Alaskan region. They stay in a house called as igloos. Inuits, or they are also called as Eskimos. Eskimos is a more popular name of these communities. They are more suited there. They like the shelter, they have already adapted their shelter to igloos. That is, the igloos are formed out of snow itself, ice itself, and the clothes they wear, okay, even the clothes also are adjusted to the cold region, such as they wear the skins of seals and the furs of yak, etc., etc. Okay. Then ground is permanently frozen, restricting the plant growth and shaping the ecosystem, okay. And then experiences 24-hour daylight in the summer and long polar nights in the winter. You might ask this, how is it possible, sir? Earth is always revolving, so every Earth is always revolving around the sun. So which part is covered up by the sun, which part is shown towards the sun, it is going to have a daytime, and part which is not shown to the sun, it is going to have night time. And which are the part it is present in the northern hemisphere, it is going to have summer, and southern hemisphere it is going to have winter. Even in summer and winter, all the regions of the earth should have day and night, because earth is revolving. Then why is the Arctic region having 24 hours of daytime during summer period? Okay, so logic lies here. Logic lies in tilt of the earth. Okay, we know that this is, if this is earth, if this is sun, the earth is not like this. Okay, earth is not like this. This is equator and this is 0 degree. Earth is not like this. Actually, this 0 degree or northern pole, it is not perpendicular, it is kind of tilted. Earth is actually like this. If this is the equator, if this is the 90 degree equator, sorry, if this is the 0 degree equator and 90 degree, and this is how it is tilted. The tilt is, okay, if this is the natural pole, if this is the natural axis, okay, the axis of earth is tilted at a degree of 23.5 degree. Okay, this is called as tilt of the earth. Now imagine earth is tilting in this way and the sun rays are falling on the earth. Sun rays are falling on the earth. Okay, so whichever the part which is open, half of this part will be exposed to the sunlight, only half of this part will be exposed to the sun, and rest of the part, this part of the sun, it will be under darkness. Okay, so this part will be under sun, this part will be under darkness. Now see the pole regions. This pole is northern pole and this pole is southern pole. Where are they? They are at the tip of magnetic poles, not the magnetic poles but the tip of south and northern poles. Okay, see here, only half of the region is going to have sunlight here, this region is going to have sunlight here, so only this part is exposed. Here the northern part, okay, northern part during the summer region for 6 months it will be completely exposed to the sunlight. As a result, there will be 6 months of continuous sunlight in Alaska or northern Arctic region, and there will be 6 months of complete darkness in Antarctica region. Understood, right? Even if it is going to tilt, even if it is here, even if it is here, this part will be not exposed, this part will be exposed. Okay, so for all the months of summer they will have sunlight, for all the months of winter they will have all the months of summer Antarctica will have darkness. If you reverse it, that is in the winter it will be like this. Okay, so winter okay, so in the winter sun will be, in the summer sun will be more majorly at 23.5 degree in northern hemisphere, tropic of Cancer. Now the sun will be at the tropic of Capricorn. Okay, sun will be at the tropic of Capricorn here. So all this region will be exposed to the sun and this region will be not exposed to the sun. As a result, that region is going to experience continuous darkness during the winter period. Okay, hope this is clear. The major reason behind this one is this 23.5 degree, that is called as tilt. Okay, then so what is the biodiversity and vegetation of ecosystem of this Arctic ecosystem? It is limited to low growing vegetation like mosses, lichens, grasses and small shrubs which are adapted to short growing seasons. It also hosts animals like Arctic foxes, polar bears, caribou and migratory birds, though overall biodiversity is very low. Okay, it is not like that like the Arctic region doesn't have any animals, doesn't have any biodiversity. They do have biodiversity, but the productivity or but overall biodiversity is very low compared to the rainforest or tropical regions. Okay, these animals, Arctic foxes, polar bears, are adapted to those particular areas. Okay, so we'll see the adaptations to this ecosystem. So adaptation is such that animals have thick fur and fat layers in species like polar bears to survive extreme cold. Okay, so polar bear is the prime example of adaptation to Arctic region. Polar bears are white in color, their fur is completely white. It is white because it doesn't become visible to its prey. Okay, it is a predator, it is going to prey on some animal, so that animal shouldn't recognize polar bear. If the animal is going to recognize polar bear, then polar bear is not going to hunt anyone. So it is in white so that it can escape the eyes of its prey. Okay, and it also has its feet. Okay, its feet is like webbed feet in the sense it is like frogs. These layers will be covered. Okay, so if this is your hand, if this is a polar bear's hand, these regions, these layers are covered with the webs. Okay, it is webbed foot so that it doesn't completely stuck inside the sand, so that it is doesn't stuck inside the sand and it can move freely. Okay, and then in plants, shallow roots for quick nutrition absorption and short summers, during short summers. Okay, the summers is anyway very short, so during those summers the roots are so shallow that it is going to absorb all the nutrient that is present there. So these are the adaptations. So then how does Arctic tundra store the carbon? Okay, so the Arctic tundra stores carbon primarily through a process where plants absorb carbon dioxide from the atmosphere via photosynthesis. Okay, obviously plants are going to respire carbon dioxide back only, they are going to respire oxygen only and give back carbon dioxide only. But during the photosynthesis, they, for the production of carbohydrates, for the production of food, they are going to absorb carbon dioxide. Okay, this carbon dioxide gets trapped in the soil and organic matter. When the animals and plants die, this gets trapped in the soil, that is accumulated over the time. Okay, that is a carbon dioxide which has been stored by under the plants. When they are like trapped under the soil, it is going to absorb. Okay, that is how the carbon is stored in the Arctic region. Now how it is losing this carbon dioxide? Okay, so here initially during photosynthesis carbon is coming in, and due to the respiration the carbon is going out. So here there is a small carbon gain, because the amount of carbon being gained through photosynthesis and which is being trapped in the permafrost is higher compared to the amount of carbon dioxide that is going out through respiration. And then here there is larger carbon gain, that is starting to thaw with large water logging. What happens here is the permafrost is going to thaw, meaning it is going to get waterlogged. When the water is getting logged, the plant's growth increases. Okay, when the plant's growth increases, they are going to consume more more carbon dioxide for photosynthesis. When they are going to consume more for photosynthesis, they are going to absorb more compared to what they are going to release. Okay, this is more, and then there is carbon loss. Okay, if this is the carbon gain process, and then there will be carbon loss. That carbon loss happens when the plant growth reduces, and this this permafrost soil is more exposed, and the thawing of permafrost happens. Okay, when it is exposed, when the thawing happens, when the snow starts melting, as a result it is going to release the carbon dioxide. Okay, as the plant growth is reducing and land becomes drier, when the land becomes drier, even more wood carbon respired as the active layer continues to deepen. Okay, so this is how carbon is going to gain, and then it is going to release in Arctic region. Now then the cold Arctic climate shows the decomposition of plants and animals remains, meaning that the organic materials including carbon remain locked in the permafrost, as I already explained. This permafrost acts as a natural storage system, preventing carbon dioxide from being released back into the atmosphere. Okay, it traps the carbon dioxide, and then according to scientists, the Arctic tundra holds about 1.6 million metric tons of carbon. 1.6 million metric tons of carbon, which is roughly double the amount of carbon in the Earth's atmosphere. Okay. Then now, why is the Arctic tundra releasing more carbon than it is absorbing? There have been various reasons given under this. That is, first one is rising temperatures in the Arctic are causing the permafrost to thaw at an accelerated rate. What is thawing? Thawing is in the sense it is releasing the carbon dioxide back to atmosphere. Okay. When permafrost thaws, microbes in the soil become active, breaking down the organic material trapped in the frozen ground, which results in the release of carbon dioxide and methane, which are two potent greenhouse gases. Okay. Thawing of permafrost on its own is not dangerous, but the impact of thawing of permafrost, it is going to release microbials. Okay, those microbials are going to work on the organic material present in the frozen ground, and then it is going to break down the organic material into carbon dioxide and methane, which are ultimately then released to the atmosphere, leading to global warming. Okay, then the Arctic has been warming at a rate 4 times faster than the global average. This point is very important whenever you are writing your answer. You can use this as a substantiative point. And then 2024 was the second warmest year on a record for the region, contributing significantly to the thawing of the permafrost. Okay, so 2024 second warmest year, and it is resulting in permafrost, and it is not only because of rising in temperature, but also there are other reasons, such as wildfires in the Arctic have become more frequent and intense, further accelerating the thawing of permafrost. Wildfires smoke also contributes to the release of greenhouse gases. Okay, wildfire and wildfire smoke both are going to melt the snow, both are going to thaw the permafrost. When it is thawing, when the thawing of permafrost happens, it is going to release more carbon dioxide. Then between 2001 to 2020, the combination of rising temperatures and increasing wildfires led to the Arctic tundra releasing more carbon than it absorbed, making it a significant shift in its role from carbon sink to a carbon emitter. This is the current affairs news. The reasons behind this is more wildfires and other issues such as increasing temperature and permafrost thawing. Okay. So this is a simple topic but very significant topic. You can use this in your essay, or you can also use this in your interview whenever there is a question on environmental related issues, or you can use these points or data as your substantiative points in your mains also. So this is very important from UPSC prelims, mains and interview perspective. So if you have any doubts regarding this session, you can write in the comment box. If you like the initiative, then hit the like button, comment on it, and also share with your friends. If you are new to the channel, subscribe to the channel and also click on the bell icon so that you don't miss any notification. With this, I will end the video. Jai Hind.